5, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, my crafty friends. Happy Friday. We made it through the week. Huzzah! Sorry we're late. We had a few bits and pieces we had to sort out. We've got a sleepover happening inside at the moment. So we had to convince them that they should go to sleep. Not quite successful in that domain at the moment, but once we get up and going, Craig will go in and be bad cop, I imagine. I hope you've all had a wonderful, wonderful week. I have, because I've been buying crafty things. Yay! You know, sometimes you just need to buy some crafty things to make you feel better. I mean, it's great if you use the crafty things, but even just like buying them lightens the soul. So we're just going to finish up getting all set up. Please give us a shout out to the, no, up again, Craig, thank you. The sound, how's the sound? Craig's zooming in here, trying to get a good coverage. Trying to get all sorted out. So yeah, let me know how the audio is tonight. This card that Craig's playing with here, I'm not sure if you saw it on YouTube this week. I did have an edited video. Yay! I did. It was also over on the Heffy Doodle YouTube, which I hope you've subscribed to. And it features a little bear from Very Big Heart, along with the pinata, which is the lawn fawn. I think it's year 7, that one. And I was showing how to create this stencil background using some embossing paste, which is always a fun way to add some texture to your cards. Gonna just test out some close-up cam. Need to get Craig happy. He's the one who gets fussy. So last weekend we went to go and visit some friends that we hadn't seen in a long time, which I think I told you guys all about, that we were going to go and do that. And on our travels we went into a British or a UK store called The Range, which is, it's not specifically a craft store, it is like a homeware store, I guess, but it has a craft department. Me all good, Craig?
Good enough.
Your tea is in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have to sort yourself out for pudding. So we went into The Range, and to be honest, they don't always have a lot of stuff in there. They certainly don't carry any of the big name brands in regards to stamps, but they do have, it's great for going and getting like craft foam, sticky tape, that kind of stuff. And when I was there, I picked up something I wanted to get for a long time. Ba-ba-da-ba. Nuvo Gilding Flakes. So, what, have you guys seen these before? Do you have them? Have you played with them? So I've seen people use them, and my first initial reaction was, oh my gosh, like they open it and it goes poof, and that just kind of makes my teeth like go on edge. So I wanted to kind of wait until tonight, and I'm going to experiment with them, and I will say that this is an experimentation. I haven't used them yet. I did have a little peek, and yeah, we'll see how successful it is. I may need to get a different adhesive, I'm not sure. So what we've got here, we've got Lorraine is here. Hey Lorraine. Okay, I'm going to press the timer just now, Lorraine. Thank you very much. And I will unplug Alexa before she starts shouting at me. And then it'd be awesome if you could give me some reminders. That'd be awesome. Thank you very much. Lorraine had chemo today. Oh, bless you. It went well, feeling good, so I'm able to join you. Yay! Oh, I'm glad that you're feeling good, because I know chemo can be super nasty at times. Wendy's here. Hey! And we've got Sandra. Sandra Sparks, Dudley. Lovely. Gabby, Snowy Spludges. Bruna and Pink Pekinia and Ronnie. Hey! Wendy says, have it messy. Well, you might be able to give me some pointers tonight. So, first thing that I've done is get a jar. I wanted to have a lock and lock kind of container, you know, like these, which I think would be better, but I don't have any at the moment. Should have bought one when I was up the range, eh? So I bought this with the idea that it's going to, I might just siphon off half of it and then keep half of it so that it's a bit more workable. We'll see. So I'm going to, I've got a box here, and this is where I took a peek earlier in the week. I've got a few flakes in it. I didn't get to play with it. I just wanted to know how much it was going to poof out. I think what I'm going to do is try, it's really soft. It's almost like you're touching a puppy or something. And sparkly though, eh? I guess that, I mean, it just means that you get a lot more for, oh gee, this is just going to be insane, I think. But maybe pretty. Let's put the lid on here. I might just keep it in the box. Okay. So my plan is, people, my dear friends, that I'm going to play with this and come up with some designs. I also have a little stash. I was tidying up this week and I have a little stash of stuff here that I'm thinking I'm going to attempt in some way to use and see if I can incorporate both into my project. So this is a die that is a, what's it called? Couture Creations die, I do believe. And this is a piece of paper that I inked last week, but then I decided that I didn't like it. Difficult. So I'm going to stick this on top of here. So I'll use my two-way glue pen to add a couple of dots of adhesive around about. And then stick this on. Ronnie says, I've used the Cosmic Shimmer and the Nuvo. I've not seen the Cosmic Shimmer ones. I need to let that sit for a bit. And I'll go and grab my acrylic block to go on top to smoosh it down. And my idea is I'm going to have a little birdie on top. So let's color him in. I'll just move over to close-up cam because he is teeny weeny. Hopefully you can see him better over there. And we're going to go for some BV00, I think. And we've got a V01, it's a bit pinkier. And a V12. He's cute though. I think he's a bit too pink, not enough purple. So I'll come in with a blue tone over the top. And that's a fun way to use the colors that you have. He looks super grey on this close-up cam. I guess my camera coloring is a little bit off, but it'll have to do. Give him some blushy blush. Put down some 00 before I come in with some RV 000. Just a dot here and a dot there. And what I'll do, you might need to remind me though, is put a little dot of white pen on his cheeks as well. Let's swap back over so that I can do, oops, oh, sorry. Do a little fussy cut. So one thing they didn't have at the shop was any sort of glue that was specifically branded to work with the gilding flakes. So I'm going to have to experiment with what I've got. Goodness knows I've got enough glue and adhesives in this craft room. Hopefully I'll be able to find something that works, at least as a glue. But I think to start off with, I'm going to use some what do you call it? Double-sided sticky tape. There we go. Let's cut this out. Alexandra's here. Hey Alexandra, I have to leave in 30 minutes. Sniff. I just bought the flakes too, but haven't used them yet. Yeah, I am excited. They're pretty. It's either going to be something that I'm going to really love or going to get really annoyed with because of the mess. I mean, that's my prediction. But I got these. They were, I think it was £4, which is the cheapest I'd seen it anywhere. And it was right there. So I was like, yeah. I also got this, which I thought was a really cute set of cutting dies. They're just like the cheap brand, but they're sweet. They're tiny. I thought they were cute. So I bought them as well, and I've put them here so that we have a have it to hand if I get inspired. So I thought that this kind of looks like a bird cage. I don't know if you would agree or not. I thought it looked kind of cute. Let's see what else we've got in our little stash of goodies. Jennifer's here. Hey Jennifer, this is my first international live event to see. Yay! Usually time zone is so off. It's close to 3:15 on Friday afternoon here in Walls, Mississippi. Don't have any. So what's your first? Yay! Well, thank you so much. It is just gone 9:20 in the evening with us in good old UK. That looks like it will work well. So I'm going to stick that down. It's always a little bit challenging to find a time that would suit, because really I probably want to be live at like your evening, but I need my beauty sleep. I can't be awake at that time. Oh dear. All right. This is cute so far. Okay, there's a little bit of pink showing through here where the background wasn't quite as big as the other. So I may have to be strategic in my placement of things, although to be honest, you probably can't even really notice it. I'm going to start off with some double-sided sticky tape gilding, I reckon. And I'm going to use my red tape. So let me read your comments because I'm not catching up. Did any of you buy any of the Lawn Fun products? I did. I will tell you in just a second. Let me grab a paper to go with this first of all. This one's actually really pretty, but doesn't look like it's going to be big enough. Do I have another piece? Here we go. This is another piece. It doesn't quite seem like it's the right size, but I can maybe use a rectangle die or maybe my 4-bar dies. Let me grab my 4-bar die, see if I can squeeze it on there. I placed a big order this week. Oh, cheeky me. So I placed an order at Bumbleberry, which is a UK online craft shop. Beautiful. And it should be here tomorrow. So I only got 2 Lawn Fun, but I did spend like $100 on other things as well. So there may actually be another live sometime over the weekend, maybe. I'm not sure yet, we'll see. But I'm thinking that there may be another live because I kind of want to play with them. And next week I will not be thinking about Lawn Fun because it is the Heffy Doodle release next week. Yay! So we are going to be playing with Heffy Doodle. So the Heffy Doodle release, let me give you the lowdown and then I can tell you more about my stash. And so Heffy Doodle, let me first of all do this. I'm lining up my 4-bar card with my grid on my mat, and hopefully the intention is I'm able to get it somewhat straight. Don't know how much of an angle I want it to be. Maybe there. Great, okay. So I'm now going to do that again, and this time I'm going to cut it before I put it down because I think that will be easier. Heffy Doodle release, guys. Let me give you the details. We have got sneak peeks happening on the 23rd and 24th. So what's that? Tuesday and Wednesday, I think. And then full reveal happening on Thursday. I am so excited for this release because after Creativation it took me ages to get the next release like solidified, if that's a word. And yeah, it just was one of those things. We had I had some research to do as well because we're introducing a new product to the Heffy Doodle range. So yeah, I've got so many projects and things that I've been working on that I couldn't show you, but next week, guys, you are going to get the first look because, like I say, it's going to be revealed on Thursday, so keep an eye out for that. But then I'm going to be playing with it on Friday night. So that's exciting. Yay. We're also going to be open for pre-orders from Thursday onwards, and just like the last time, any of you that got any of the products from our last release, during the pre-order stage from the 25th to the end of the month, anybody who places an order which includes an item from the new release, whether it's one item, whether it's 2 items, anything at all, anybody who places an order with an item from the new release will get a free stamp set, a free exclusive, not yet released stamp set, might I add. So keep your eye open for that. Anyway, back to business. I've pulled off the backer of my sticky tape. Oops, okay. here. And then I think I just kind of cover it. Oh, it's already poofing up quite a bit. You'd think that it was really rough because of the flakes, but it's not. It kind of feels like puppy dog ears, which, let's face it, is like the best feeling in the world, right? Okay. I'm scared to make any sort of wind around here. Talk too loud. Cough, sneeze. Okay. I'm gonna take care of you later. Oh no, I need you for this. Hold on. So word on the street is the thing that works best is a rough bristled brush. And I have one, but it may have ink on it. Let me check. Looks okay. So this is a shaving brush. It was bought at the pound store, the dollar store kind of thing. However, Nuvo do have some really good brushes, some double-ended brushes. I used to use this for blending, ink blending. I actually was trying to get more of them because it works really well for blending. But they were just as expensive as buying the proper brushes. But at that time, like, no one had them in stock, the brushes that I wanted. I think it was the Clarity brushes back then that started this whole craze off. And yeah, so then I just bought my makeup brushes and they do the trick for me. Let's give you a little close-up cam action here, action shot. It's really cool, I like it. I like the fact that there's the texture on it. And there is some flakes still on my brush. So I'm wondering if it might be a good idea to keep a brush for this purpose. So far so good though. I'm liking it. I think it's pretty. So now let's see what we're going to do with this. Right, so back to Lawn Fawn release. What did I buy? So I bought a Lawn Fawn, the Sublime set. If you guys have seen that. I don't even know whether it's called Sublime. It's the submarine one. And I bought the chameleon one. And the reason I bought the Sublime one is that it's going to go really well with some of our Heffy Doodle release next week. So that just absolutely was like a no-brainer. I was like, yep, in the cart. Woohoo! Get in that cart right now. And the chameleon I always wanted, but I think it was an exclusive for a bit. So I'm happy that I'm going to get that. You need a soft brush. Oh, I need a soft brush? I have soft brushes. I will try my soft brush. Jennifer says, what a cute bird. It is a cute bird. It's from Lawn Fawn. This little cutie patootie is from Lawn Fawn. It's from the, no it's not, Mama Elephant, pardon me. It's from Mama Elephant. He's super sweet. I like him a lot. All right. So I do believe that I think I heard someone say that if like you can buff up the gold and make it shinier. So I've got a Swiffer cloth. Let's see how it looks. I don't know. Let's see. What do you reckon? Does it look any shinier? I'm not sure. I don't know whether it's any shinier. Maybe it is. Looks shinier in the camera. Okay. Let's stick this down. It is pretty. So as for the other bits and pieces that I bought, you'll have to come back. I'll probably do some sort of a haul video or something, and you have to come and check that out. I'm not sure whether I want to put him down here or up top. I feel like he needs some other kind of thing going on. Pretty sure I had other stuff somewhere. Press the button. Okay, did it. Yeah. I use a mesh that came with the CS brand. The CS brand? I don't know what that is, the CS brand. I'm going to stick this here. Yay, Elizabeth Lucy's here. Jumping on before I have to rally the troops to breakfast. Saturday morning shenanigans. Yeah, we've got Saturday morning shenanigans now too, which is why Sophia is staying overnight tonight, because they've got swimming in the morning. And then after swimming, The Greatest Showman is happening. Woohoo! I'm really excited. So I told you guys last week that I was super excited about The Greatest Showman. It arrived on Monday. Monday. And I totally watched it on Monday with even with Piper and everything. I feel like I need more gold of some description. So I'm going to just have a look at my dies. I've got my hay, that my Heffy Doodle hay. Just gonna have a mooch and see what else I can find. got thanks. Thanks might work. I've got a cheers. I'm going to try the thanks. So I'm going to go grab some gold cardstock from my stash. So yeah, Greatest Showman arrived and we watched it that night. I was not, too small. I was determined that we were going to watch it that night. I'd seen it before. Piper hadn't, Craig hadn't. So it was late to bed that night. But it wasn't worth it. But Sophia apparently has been dying to see it. So Sophia is Piper's bestest best friend. And they have sleepovers all the time. If I ever say there's a sleepover happening, it's her. And yeah, so she wants to watch it tomorrow, so no problemo. There we go. Thanks. Oh yeah, he might actually work better down there. We suddenly have 2 sports, football, soccer, and fencing. 2 sports, football and fencing. Let's stick this boil down with a little multi-matte medium. Has anybody used multi-matte medium on the Gilding Flakes? Uh-oh, Craig's on his way out. Hello. I'm not in trouble yet. I always wonder. Did you get your pudding? Oh no. Right. What's wrong? Is my audio off? Right, let's stick this little guy down. All right. Pop him here. I want to darken up his eyes though with my glaze pen. And making a mess. Yeah, sometimes it clogs up on his You opened them earlier?
Yeah.
Is that what the mess is? Did it poof up in It's almost like you open it and then you go you're snorting Gilding Flakes.
I wanted to see how bad it was, and I was like, open that and took the lid off, and they started poofing out everywhere. I was like, nope,
did
nope,
you go
nope.
abort, abort? I've been telling you. And it would do that. It can't be that bad. She's just don't look now. Alright. There we go. Let me do this. We'll ask Craig I'll share, let me. There we go. Okay, that's number 1. So number 2, I'm going to so somebody mentioned this earlier. Thank you. That you can get a embossing powder which goes sticky. And I had this in my stash from way back when flocking was popular. Language. Yeah, so I've had this from when flocking was a thing. If you don't know what flocking is, maybe you have to let me know and I can maybe do some of that as well. Now, in my experience, I didn't find that this was amazing, but the last time I used it was several years ago. I may have been doing it wrong, I don't know. But let's first of all, that does not go in there. Let's first of all figure out what I'm going to put on my card. This guy's cute. Let's I'm thinking of an inked background maybe, and then some sort of swirl or something on the background, maybe inked with some swirly swirls. Something that it's not going to make a big difference if it doesn't all get covered. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Whether that works out or not, who knows? Let's see. Looking through my big stamps at the moment to see what we've got. I actually got rid of a lot of mine recently. My big wooden mounted stamps. Maybe better with A. You know what? I might use this. I'm not sure whether it's going to work, but it would be fun if it did. To have like a floral background. I don't possess many flowers. Let me see what else I've got. Ooh, this one would be fun. Okay, I think this one would be fun. And it's meant to be like whimsical. This is from a French company called Gia, and it's called Module Papillon. A little bit of butterfly action, but I want to ink a background first of all before I go in with my stamp and bond. So let's get inky. I'm actually going to use some Bristol board for this because I have not used Bristol board in a long time. It's fun thinking we're all around the world. It's 6:40 a.m. and I'm having some me time before it's a busy day for a few hours. Says Elizabeth Lucy. I know, it always kind of like sometimes I overthink it and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't do a live at this time because like no one will be awake and all this stuff. But the truth of the matter is there's always someone awake. Like, yeah. Pretty awesome actually. Okay, cracked pistachio and picked raspberry, two very different colors. But I think it'll be pretty. I also think that I need to replace my cracked pistachio color. Distress ink. Oh, I've also got some amazing news, which is so far unannounced, but I'm going to tell you guys. Probably not going to be of massive interest to those who aren't in the UK, but anyone here that is in the UK. Whoop, whoop. There is a craft show in Birmingham, the UK, next month. It's on the 29th of June, 30th of June and 1st of July. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And Heffy Doodle have decided to have a stall. Yay! I am so excited. So this is something that I've been thinking about for a long time, and I didn't know whether we're gonna do it or not. But I figured just do it, you know? Just do it. So we are doing it. We are going to be there. We're also going to have make and takes. And we're going to have demonstrations. And I'm hoping some giveaway stuff as well. And it's a massive step for us as a company. I've been working my little butt off to make sure that we've got what we need, because we needed to get stuff to like take payments and stuff, because at the moment we do it all online, but we don't have anything. We don't have like a physical tool. We've got that sorted now. So if anybody is going to be anywhere near Birmingham at the end of June, please come by and see us. All right, so we've got some cracked pistachio, and we've got a little picked raspberry there as well. So before going any further, I'm going to give it a spritz, and then I'm going to blast it with my heat tool really well, because with my embossing bonding flaky majigs, I want to make sure that my card is dry, so that it only sticks to the embossed areas. Sometimes I don't get enough like big splotches. I take my doodah out. So I don't see Maria here. She's probably gone to bed because it's late in Germany. And it's a shame in a way because, well, it's Maria's birthday next week. So one of our regular viewers, Maria, it's her birthday next week, and she put a thing on Instagram, Facebook, I can't remember, saying that if anybody was going to make her a card, what she'd really like is if it was like a rainbow theme. And if you've seen any of Maria's work, you know that that girl loves a rainbow. And one of the things that I bought in my stash was a rainbow die, and my thought was I need to make a card with it, but it hasn't arrived yet, so maybe tomorrow. Let me hit this with a heat tool. I'll put you guys on mute so you don't have to listen to it. Be right back. Okay, so sorry that took so long, but I wanted to make sure it was super duper dry. Lorraine says, I'll send her a card. That is so sweet of you. Thank you. That would be awesome if you did. Send one to Maria because she's always here to help out. She's such a kind soul. PM me her address and birthday date. Yes, I will do. No problemo. Okay, so I've given that a good rub down with my old embossing buddy. I'm gonna go for this one here. Elizabeth Lucy says, I used to watch the whole live, but now with kids sport less. Amanda says, the perks of being a childless old maid. Oh dear. Alright, let's go for this one here. I have not used this in a while. Okay, so let's ink it up. So disclaimer, guys, I have no idea what this is going to turn out like. I am not confident in it because I've not used it before. But if you don't try, you don't know. I think that one's like there. So I'll do this one like here. And this one here. I'm going to use the Stamp and Bond. Now, with any embossing powder, you should give it a good shake, because here's the big fat dirty secret about embossing powders. A lot of companies use fillers for their embossing powder, and like, don't feel cheated about it. It's part of what they have to do a lot of the time. Some put fillers in that are simply fillers. Some of it is the color rather than the melty. And some of the particles can be heavier than the others. Certainly if you have ever used the distress embossing powders, the whole idea with the distress embossing powders was that you could actually scratch away a lot of, like, some of the layer to make it distressed, right? But because of that, those were like release crystals, I think they called them. And it was always advised that you give it a good shake up. And I think that's just good standard practice. Okay. Stamp desired image using a slow drying ink. Sprinkle powder onto inked area. Tap off excess. Heat set until the powder is clear. Do not overheat. Okay, I'm guessing I may have overheated in the past. Immediately apply Fun Flock or glitter over Stamp and Bond. Allow to cool. Okay, so I can see. I'm going to give you guys a close-up cam. I'm not sure if you can see well here. Sometimes if I tilt it, you can kind of see what's going on. It certainly has some crystals there. It's not a super defined image, but my actual image wasn't either, so I'm not that worried about it. But let's heat it up and see what happens. I have no idea if I've heated it enough, but like it said, I don't want to overheat it, so let's give it a go. It can only not work. Oh, it just goes everywhere. Oh no. Craig, bring a Hoover. So, do you guys know that I'm like totally afraid of butterflies? It's the most pathetic, like, funniest thing. Definitely some sort of gold adhering to that. Oh geez, it's everywhere. I just tried to put it in and it flew out of my hand. There we go. I think using this Nuvo is going to require some sort of patience that I don't really have. Okay, so let's see. Can we? Oh. Kind of scared to rub it too much. Looks kind of pretty though. Let's cut that down into a panel for a card. There's like flakes all over. Looks pretty though. I do like these colors together as well. Like that. And that was the outside in stitch rectangle from Fawn, that one. And I'm going to stick it on a top fold note card that I really need to mass score at some point. Press the button, pressing the button, thank you. And I think for this one it would be fun to have a nice sentiment. So I might actually see if I can get, I've got some stamps from my sentiments exactly. And I thought that I'll see if they've got like a nice kind of long sentiment or something. It would be nice. Just gonna grab some grey cardstock to go behind it to try and make the gold pop a little bit more. I think a grey would do the trick. Hi, Elaine. Elaine, seeing as you are in the UK, I should mention the fact that we are going to be at the Birmingham Craft Show in June. We're going to have a stand. Yay! And it's only mildly terrifying because of all the prep work that I have to do between now and then. But yeah, you should definitely come. Just landed in for a short while. Hope all well. Love Gilding Flakes. Jury is out with Gilding Flakes at the moment, Emer. I like the concept, I like the result, the application, and the mess is not on the top of my wish list at the moment. Okay, that looks sweet. I'm going to add some foam to the back of this. Oh no, before I get foamy woamy, let's see if I can grab a sentiment. Let's see what I've got. True friends are never apart, maybe in distance, but never in heart. That's sweet. What else have we got? You're going to make it through this. Hope you're back to doing the things you enjoy real soon. That's sweet. Welcome, baby. Not quite appropriate for what we're looking at. For you, Mum, with much love. That would be sweet. May your birthday be lots of love and a little bit too much cake. Would that fit? What was that first one? I liked it. This one. True friends are never apart, maybe in distance, but never in heart. It's quite sweet. Let's get my Misty on the go. 29th, 30th, and the 1st. 29th of June, which is actually Craig and my anniversary. And he will be showing his support by... Oh, actually, I'm going to emboss this onto some more of that grey cardstock because there's not much of the flakes here, so I'm going to do a strip across. I reckons. I'll still use this though. Yes, so he's going to be showing his love in the fact that he's going to be having a long day manning a stall. And we're going to have some Heffy doodlers there. We're going to have Tally. And I'm not sure about all the rest just yet, but I'm super excited because Tally is a absolute goddess when it comes to Copic colouring. So if you're about, you're going to want to come and see her in action. Now, the font on this stamp is quite fine, so I'm actually not sure. That has already got a shadow on it, which is weird. I only stamped it once. Let me turn it over and try again. Yeah, I'm not sure what way my gold embossing powder is going to work, because I don't think my gold one is an ultra fine. But you know me, we'll give it a go. Not pushed quite so hard. The gold one that I use is E-Zinc. Actually, I don't think I will use that one. It's really shiny and I like it, but it's quite big crystals, so I'm thinking I might use this one. It might not be as shiny, but it's going to be finer, I reckon. Yeah. And it's from Fun Stamps. Gosh, not even in business anymore. That's a thing about having been crafting for a long time. all my stuff is like, I don't know where I bought this because I bought it 10 years ago, type of thing. Okie dokies, put you on mute for a second. So this did not come out the shiny colour that I was hoping, unfortunately. It's really dull. And don't think it's going to cut the mustard, do you? We shall have to think again. I might actually try it. Let me just stamp it here on this and test out the other embossing powder, because if will actually, if the words are legible, then I can use that instead. But I don't think they're going to be honest, because the embossing powder is too thick. Okay, put you on mute for a second. So it turns out I was wrong. I think that is going to work. Obviously it has double stamped because it was just a test run. But I think that will work if I use the e-zinc. Let's grab another bit of grey then, shall we? Third time lucky. I'll make sure I give it a good shake before I go at it again. And oh gosh, I think that's okay. I'll make sure my heat tool is really hot. Amanda says, I found some similar flakes in the dollar store, silver, but in a cheap plastic kind of box. Well, this is a cheap plastic kind of box. Yes, they get everywhere, so must be kept in a snap lock bag. So far they're behaving. Yeah, I definitely need something to help intimidate these guys and make them behave. Let's blow this away. Now I've noticed that this paper actually has a texture to it, which probably doesn't help much. But not too bad. Okay, put you on mute for a sec. All right, look at this, guys. You see it? True friends are never apart, maybe in distance, but never in heart. Cute, huh? Yay! And let's put this away so that I can reclaim some of my workspace, which has now become a bit of a mess. Okay, so that was a My Sentiments Exactly stamp set. This is my don't need anymore. Right, I'm going to trim this down. Now, I would normally use my trimmer, but my trimmer is beyond help at the moment. I need to get a new blade. pretty. And I was thinking I might trim off the edge, like down here, at a bit of an angle. I don't want to cut off too much, I don't think. Maybe it's better to leave it on. I bought these ones from My Favorite Things, and I totally meant to buy the scalloped ones, which I think are pretty. But I guess I'll just have to buy them another day. I think I'll just leave it on. I did, however, want to add some foam on the back of this, so I will do that. Let's cut a little fishtail banner. And the easiest way that I find to do it is to cut a slit from the end inwards, halfway between each corner, and then snip from the corner down to the end of the slit to get a somewhat even fishtail banner. All right. Let's stick this boil down. So we have used double-sided sticky tape. We have used stamp and bond. And I understand you can use a glue that goes tacky before it dries. So I might try that next and see what I can come up with. Jennifer says, this has turned out so precious. Yay, I'm glad. Oh, hey, Nicole. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Amanda says, this is only my second time joining live, but it's wonderful to live vicariously and watch the real-time successes. Oh. Okay, let's take this down. Let me get my head somewhat in the middle. There we go. I'm going to trim off the edge. And then I'm going to stick this on. But this is a very thick craft foam. So I'm not going to stick down with that. I'm going to grab a thinner foam. This is just a 1 mil foam. So it's a tiny bit of dimension. But not too much. What about you guys? Did any of you buy any of the new Lawn Fawn release? Or anything else for that matter? Like I say, I have got about £100 worth of stuff on its way. Whoop, whoop. But in my defense, I feel like I haven't spent any money on crafting for myself in a long time. True friends are never apart, maybe in distance, but never in heart. I'm going to add a few little gems to this Oh, I've just realized that I really wanted, there is a Nuvo crystal drops in the color Grey Mist. I totally wanted to buy that. Oh, I have forgotten to add it to my cart. So these little guys are actually nail sequins purchased from eBay. So they're more actually, they're like discs or something like that they're called. But I like the size of them. And it doesn't bother me that they've got a hole in the middle. They give a nice golden sheen to the project. Ow! I nipped myself. And then these are dewdrops from Honeybee Stamps. And I'm just going to add a couple of the small, what they're called, diamonds, I think. Actually, not the diamonds from Honeybee. I will get the crystals, which are actually from Studio Katia. And I'll pick them up. My jewel picker. Okay, 2 cards done, guys. Amanda says, I finally bought the Tim Holtz stamp platform. Not cheap over here, and while I prefer to support my local craft store, it was actually substantially cheaper from an American site, including shipping. It's good though. You get it for a good price. Right, we've got 2 cards. We've got the thanks with our I always forget the name, it's so silly. Sticky tape, double-sided sticky tape, and then we've got the bonding. What's it called? Heat stamping bond. And then I wanted to try a glue pen, and I'm not sure. So this glue pen here is a 2-in-1 rolling ball glue pen. So I'm going to try this guy, and it's a 2-in-1, which means that it dries tacky and like repositionable is what the way that they market it. So I don't know whether that's going to be a good thing or a not a good thing. But let's find out. What I might do though is do it on a piece of colored cardstock rather than inking something up and then it doesn't work, right? So let's grab, I've got some blue card that's too textured at the moment. I'm going to try and find something that might work for us. It's very textured, so I'm not sure if it'll work. But let's see. And I need a word to draw. Let's do, give me a word. What word shall I do? Maybe I should do something quite big. Like mom, sister. Let's do sister. I've got my sister's birthday coming up soon. Oh, camera battery. Stay there, you guys. All right. Right, S. I. S. T. E. R. Even though Craig hates my twirly R's, as I call them. All right. I'm not sure if that's going to, how long that's going to take to dry, so I shall have to set it here and work on something else while we do something else. Okay, so I had another idea, which was using the, what do you call it? The Stick It adhesive. Have you guys used that before? It's called Stick It. And it is like double-sided adhesive. It's almost like a sheet of double-sided sticky tape, but it's in a sheet, right? And since my craft room clear up, I have not been able to find it. Mostly because I just don't remember where I put it. Well, that's completely, not mostly, but completely because I don't know where I put it. Let's see, it might be, aha, it's here, it's here, it's here. Okay, fabulous. That's what I wanted. There we go. So I was thinking of doing my, where is it? Here we go. Might do this frame with the Stick It. What do you guys think? I might actually, I was wondering maybe if I could stick my Stick It to some craft foam and then put the gilding flakes on top. So I'm being a little bit more adventurous here, but hey ho. all part of the fun. And of course, I want some black adhesive. I really don't know how that's going to. I've pressed the button. Amanda says, do you think anyone else was hiding when she was like, hey, no escaping me. I come back and they're all gone. Oh. Okay, so let's stick this down. Yes, it is super sticky. You have to kind of be sensible about it. Not sensible, what's the word? Cautious? Careful? Not sensible. If you need to be sensible, then it's no good for me, is it? Oh. It comes with, like when you take it off the sheet, it's got, the backing is separated so that it's easy to pull back. But I always remember that after I like take it apart. Here we go. Okay, got one end. When you pull back, you have to figure out which side the sticky is now on. So it's on this bottom end. That's fine. This is just the backing, and this is the sticky end. All right. And I'm going to cut out my shape like this. But before I run it through my machine, I'm going to trim off any of that excess stick-it, because this is covered in super sticky stuff. So I do not want that going through my machine and making my beautiful glittery plates all gunky. This is going to take a bit to dry off a little bit. Let me run this through. And I'm going to run it once forward and then once backwards, because there's quite a lot of little, what I would call pokey holes in this die, which I'm gonna need to poke. When it's card, it just pokes out. It kind of fall out a lot better, but for the foam gets stuck. So this shape is from the Heffy Doodle Clover frames. I love this shape. And the good news is I now actually have an inside shape as well. Let me focus this. Amanda says, what does press the button mean? So so this camera up here is my DSLR camera, and close-up cam over there is a web camera. And my DSLR gives the best video, but it has a timer thing. So basically the display will time out after 30 minutes. So sometimes when we're watching, what will happen is the screen will just go blank. All I need to do is go and like reset it again. So it's not a big deal if that happens. But if I touch the button, then it restarts the 30-minute timer. If I touch the camera and press any of the buttons, it will restart the 30-minute timer. So Lorraine very kindly keeps a count for me. And then I can press the button. Okay. So I'm going to see if I've got any black and white, like monogram print pattern paper, because I think that would look super pretty with this. And I'm sure that I do have black and white. The question is, where is it? It's a My Mind's Eye and Necessities pack. And this is what I'm going to use. Let's cut this down. And this stitch rectangle is also from the Clover Frames by Heffy Doodle. And it gives you a perfect A2 size. There's a lovely stitched edge. And this is going to go here. So I'm going to stick this guy down. So I've peeled off the actual sticky side. So the adhesive, the foam that I used, the foam that I use is sticky on one side. And I've pulled back the actual adhesive side of the foam. But some of the little circles have got caught. I doubt you'll really be able to notice it that much, but yeah, bored now. So let's put this here like this. And don't forget, I've added the stick it on top of this one. Oh, makes perfect sense. Can we all join in yelling if you don't press the button? Absolutely. And sometimes I forget to focus it as well. Once I'm like, oh, look at this thing up here, and I focus it, and then I come down and totally forget. So you have complete permission to yell at me for that as well. Right, smooshy smoosh smoosh. Remove. So I only have the gold flakes, but I think the fun thing about this is that if you had several different ones, you could kind of moosh them all on together and get a more of a mottled look, which would be fun. Oh no, that was a bad idea. Okay, obviously this is not the kind of product that you can just get carried away with. You have to be super careful. Okay. This is why in all those home improvement shows, they always pick up the gold leaf so carefully. I'm wondering if we're actually going to be able to see any of the little dots. Like it might just go over the top. But it might be cool because you might just see the indentation rather than the actual dot. Okay. So a soft brush, you said, is better. Let's try this one then. It's working. It looks really interesting. You guys even see it properly? Takes a little work. I think I might go for the hard brush again. If I can figure out where to put it. Okay. I'm wondering if this hard brush gives it that sort of scratchy look. And makes it dull. Not sure, but it is way better at getting off the extra flakes around the side. Looks interesting, doesn't it? Go back to soft. Usually get some cool textures going on. Okay. I've got so many flakes around here now. I think the thing that annoys me the most is the static element. Maybe that's why they give you so much, because you end up putting a lot of them up the hoover. I'm really pleased with this. It looks pretty. Put that there because we've got a sister to do. Can you see? I can feel it sticking, which is good. So far, it looks like my two-way glue pen may be a winner. And if so, even with the flyaway element, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love these guys. Lesley, oh, polish it with a tissue. Polish it with a tissue. Will this be okay, the Swiffer, or is that going to be too rough? Oh, seems to be working. Wow, you guys, look at that. Oh, don't fly away. Lesley, would you say the effect is much different to embossing in the gold, the final effect plus the effort in prep, mess time, etc.? It's definitely different. Definitely different. I think the fact that I could write a big word like sister with my glue pen, like you would need a stamp to be that big. Just a few flakes here. Like this is, I can feel the tackiness there. I need an extra flake. It's been over buffed. I think with embossing, like embossing, powder embossing, you can go at a certain speed that is too much of a luxury. Like you don't have the luxury of doing it with this. You have to go a bit slower because of the delicacy of it. But there's a certain texture to it that is really quite mesmerizing. Let me wipe myself down and show you on close-up cam. I'm gonna shine it in the light. Can you see? So it almost looks more like the gold foiling that you would put through a laminator rather than embossing. Pretty though, huh? Okay. The awesome thing is that this still feels like puppy ears. It's so soft. You wouldn't think that it would be soft, but it is. All right, I'm going to add a leprechaun onto this, I reckon. And I'm going to somewhat cheat because I have a leprechaun in here. From another project. And it's from Heffy Doodle Lucky Friends. But come on, like he is just made to go on there, isn't he? How awesome is that? So pretty. Leprechaun. Yeah, I had to do leprechauns. I'm Irish. So yeah, this is from the Heffy Doodle Lucky Friends. Go and check it out. There we go. I keep meaning to try the green scrubby sponge. Oh yeah, to start and then going in with a tissue because it's mica, it shines more with rubbing. Oops. Does it shine more if you roll your fingers? I see all the little dots are coming through now. I suppose if I really wanted to, I could go in and sort of poke holes in all of them. Cute. Okay. I'm going to add a sentiment, so I might as well grab the Lucky Friends set and use one of the sentiments for that, because there's some great sentiments to go along with it, along with my happy little chappy here. Oh, my phone tape just escaped. Ran off into the night. So, shall we go for You Are My Lucky Charm or Cheers and Good Luck? Good luck on your new adventure. Lucky to have you in my life. I'm going to go for Cheers and Good Luck, I reckon. And I might actually, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is use my Heffy Doodle stitched strips of ease for this one. The skinny one should be sufficient. Where are you, Emer? And then Emer says, I'm one of Leslie's countrywomen, sometimes but not often. Good Irish girl. You're only good at being bad. Or good at being naughty, should I say. I actually had to explain to someone today. Emer, I don't know whether you agree with this. It might have been a Northern Irish thing, or it might have just been specific to where I grew up. But where I come from, the word bold, you know, like be bold, like I think the general consensus is like be bold. It kind of feels it's like be courageous, but where I grew up, bold was being naughty. So it was like, don't you be bold. Who are you being bold? So I thought it would be interesting to know if in your neck of the woods did it have the same meaning. Beautiful. You can always cut the hat out and make a top hat and color it wedding themed, or make a Halloween set. This is a multi-use stamp. Yes, absolutely. Well, the thing is, I called it Lucky Friends, and lots of people asked, oh, is it a St. Patrick's Day set? And my answer would always be no, it is a lucky set. So it has got one sentiment that says Happy St. Patrick's Day, because come on, how could I not when there's got leprechauns on it? But the whole idea was about being lucky. So it's about having good luck or being lucky. And then you've got like our friendship is worth more than silver and gold. So you've got the gold and things, and then you've got the beers for cheers. So I think it's a multi-use stamp set. Okay. Let's emboss this. Put you on mute. You have a cauldron too in the stamp. Very lucky. Yeah. And my daughter said if you turn it upside down, it could be like the thing that you put on a spaceman, you know? Like, absolutely it could be. Funny. All right. I think this one will have to be side folding. Thinking out of the box. Yeah, that's what I love to do as well. Come up with different ways to use things, get more mileage out. You gotta get more mileage out of your money. Emer says, if we were bold, you got the back step. Oof. If I was bold, I got the wooden spoon. Until the wooden spoon broke over my brother's butt. And then my mum upgraded to a plastic one. But that was back in the day when pretty much everybody did that kind of shenanigans. Not that it was fun, but anyway. All right. Going to add some trying to figure out where to put this. I think I might put it here. Cut this in half. If we're really bad, we got the Sally rod. What's a Sally rod? Oh, it scares me just asking the question. All right, so these stitched strips of ease, they do exactly what it says on the tin. They make it so easy to make a little sentiment strip. I think this guy needs a thing of beer. Let's see what I've got in my stash. Have I got anything? I've got a pile of money. Let's just stump him with some beer. Little tankard. I feel like there's going to be gold all over everything now. Always believe in his gold. Could you repeat the use for the cauldron if you turned it upside down? Yeah, if you, so the idea is this is the pot at the end of the rainbow, which is where your gold lives in. Let me move it up closer. So your gold lives in the pot at the end of the rainbow, and the dies of this actually cut along this line, so you can tuck things in, which is fun, and you can tuck your rainbow in. And what Piper, my daughter, said, she's 7, is if you turn it upside down, then you could like put it on the head of critters if they were going to like go into outer space. You know, the astronauts have got like a bubble helmet thing. Crazy girl. Crazy clever little sausage. All right, this is where my skills fall down because I have no idea what a mug of beer looks like, given that I don't drink and some... I don't know what to do. What color is beer, guys? Does it go into white at the top? I don't know. Okay, press the button. Okay, thank you. They call it amber. Okay, let's add a bit more wire 23. Wire 31 to blend. And that's too brown, I think. Press the button. I did it. We're going to go with that, I think. And I did add some grey to the frothy froth. I'm not sure if it's any other particular colour. I'll add a bit of shadow with my BG10. Brown to tan, amber to yellow. I think that will work. I think that will work. I think they'll get the picture. The Sally rod. They were so flexible. When they hit the back of the leg, they wrapped partially around the calf and leave an ugly welt that took days. They had only got it once, was enough. Then you know what the next question is going to be, Emer? What did you do to deserve the Sally rod? There we go. I'm sure my grandmother had one in her yard. So the die also cuts out his hands, but I haven't cut him out with the die. He was cut out with Scan and Cut in prep for a shoe. So I'll have to think differently. I think what I'll do is add a black pop dot on him to keep to the black. Didn't you say you're Irish and you don't know what colour beer is? Yeah, I got kicked out of Ireland because I don't drink. That's why I live in England now. All right. Guys, we're doing good. It's only 10 past 11 and we've got 3 cards already. My craft desk is very much a hot mess. So let me take a moment to regroup. What other ways? Oh, I've got my sister to do. That's right. I've got my sister card to make. And I actually really do need to make a sister card because it's my sister's 40th at the end of the month. And the family are having a big shindig, a big get together, but unfortunately I can't go. Boo! And it's super annoying because she's having the party and then the next week I'm actually in Ireland for something else. Ay, ay, ay. What can you do? All right, what we've got a nice chunky bit of craft foam that that's double stickified. I've got a lot of flakes and dust of gold around the place, unfortunately. We've got the thanks. We've got this one. True friends. We've got the cheers and good luck. And now I've got my sister, which I kind of want to cut this out with my scan and cut, but I'm not sure if my scan and cut's going to read it. So maybe I won't do that. Did you do the stripes on the bird one with flakes too? Yep, I did. Stripes with double-sided sticky tape. Pretty, huh? Like it. What else have we got in here? Could do the clover frame. Everyone knows why color Guinness is and where it comes from and why it's that color. No, tell me. I'm going to cut this like this and I'm going to do more lines, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Or think. I don't know. I think that will work. Where are you, mister? Here we go. See, I knew I'd use all this scrapbooking paper that's been lying around since the dawn of time. Ooh. So I'm going to try to carry on this sort of pattern, this what orientation, stripe, diagonal. I don't know what it's called. Like this. So if I use this as a guide here, it's going to be like that. I use my tape to stick it down. And I'll grab different thicknesses of tape for fun. Don't actually have a lot of this one left. There we go. And just about that one like this. And then like this. And then what I'm going to do is use some of the Lawn Fawn Valentine's Borders dies, a little like strip of hearts. And what I'll do is I'll add some gold foil behind this, I reckon. So that will be like here. And hopefully I've got enough of my tape to do another couple of strips. So that's going to go there. This is going to go halfway on this side of this. And a little one. I do love, oh hold on. I will admit I was scared to do glitter or any projects like that with sticky tape until I watched you do the stripes on the bird card, and now I'm not scared to try. Yay! Oh, thank you. That makes me feel pretty awesome actually. If I have not only inspired you to try something, but also given you the confidence to do something that you don't think that you would have done before. That's amazing! I think this one needs to upgrade to wishy tip. I do love the flakes on the sister. You're right, much nicer and different than embossing. Yeah, I really like the way that we can make like our own writing. Like you could doodle flowers or something. I guess some people might not care as much if they don't feel confident doing some writing, but you could just die cut a word with a die. Right. So once it gets to there, I'll probably do another row. I know I'm a little bit off camera, but I don't want to move this just yet. So I'm going to see if I can move my mat up slightly. There we go. And do 2 more. I'm running out of the thicker one. Ironically, did not buy tape with my £100 order. Nah, oh well. I hate buying tape. I hate buying like the normal, the essentials. It always feels like such a waste of money. All right, let's get snipping. This is going to be darling. Yay! Yes, I used a 2A glue pen. Let me show you the one that I used once I get all this gunk off my fingers. It's called this. It's called Sticks to Anything Rolling Ball 2A glue pen. I'm fairly certain this is a UK brand, so I'm not sure how readily available they are in other parts of the world. However, I should say that I am looking at making a part of the Heffy Doodle store which has like the essentials, and I probably will be adding at some point a two-way glue pen because I do use it a lot. I really like it because it also has this like suction effect, like it gives you a kiss every time. Listen. And it keeps it flowing. All right. So let's give this all a rub down. Actually, before I do the rest of the foiling, I'm going to do my tape, my die cutting. And I must remember to keep the purple hearts because Piper's favorite color is purple. So no doubt she'll find a use for them in a shaker card or something like that. Oh, press the button. Okay, I'll press it when I get back over to my desk. Pressing the button. There you go. My scissors are fabulous. They don't make these anymore because I've had them for so long and they realized that we probably shouldn't make scissors that last forever because then people won't buy more scissors. I bought them when I worked in a craft shop circa 2003. They're called titanium. No, they're not. Yes, they are. Titanium blade scissors or something like that. No, Dyma Edge. I don't know why I can. Dyma Edge. I'm doing it again. Focus. There we go. You see it says Dyma Edge. If you see them, you should totally buy them. Oh, thought I'd already cut that. Red. Okay. If two Irish women don't know, it's probably not true. Like with whiskey, Scots think they invented it. We were at it for years, just didn't tell anyone and kept it to ourselves. Yeah, well, I married a Scotsman, so there's always the conversation of whiskey versus whiskey, which apparently, according to Mr. Roman, which I believe is true, if you spell whiskey with an E, then that's Scottish whiskey. Apparently, if you spell it without, like, no, you're not allowed to call it whiskey unless it's with an E, unless it's made in Scotland. I think that's right. I think that's what the instructions are. And if you spell it with an E and it's made in Ireland, that is wrong. It's like the whole isn't there like a champagne thing like that where you're only allowed to call it champagne if it's from the French region? I don't know. To be honest, guys, don't drink and I'm not too well up in my alcohol history. Oh, I've got gunk on my mat. Surprised a stray gold flake hasn't landed on it, and now I have a beautifully ornate cutting mat. Oh, that lovely heart confetti for a future shaker. Absolutely, I imagine that's what Pipe will be doing. Well, I think Piper's going to end up coming with us to this craft fair, and she's very excited about the potential of doing some demo work. I'm not sure if you have seen any of her crafty work. If you scroll back through my YouTube feed, you'll probably come across a Come Craft With Me / Piper, as every so often she does insist that she wants to get crafty, and she gets such a kick out of having people talk. Except the last time she was like absolutely losing it because people were doing emojis and she was just loving it so much, and then it was like this big massive emoji fest and everybody was like, oh, have you seen this one, have you seen this one, and she just like went into hyper mode. There you go. Hey Eden. Okay, let's get some more of these flakes. Sprinkle on top. I'm glad that I had this box. I can't even remember where it came from. Obviously something was posted in it. Okay. I definitely think that my downfall with this is like being patient and going slow. Champagne is from the French area of Champagne. Cornish pasties can only be made in Cornwall. There you go, there's the rules. I'm more likely to know food rules than alcoholic beverage rules. Because I'm a hungry Heffy. I so enjoyed this. I'll have to watch the rest later. So nice to meet you all. Thanks for inspiration. Oh, thank you, Jennifer, for joining us. It probably won't be going on much longer because it's getting late. But I do want to finish up this card. Let's see, where's my... It's like when I brush it away like this, there's like a poof of gold. Just somewhat stressful. Although it is staying somewhat contained at the moment. At least this has taken me out of my, well, it's out of my comfort zone, but I guess my go-to is a lot of inking and a lot of Copic colouring. It's like when you go to do like a card for like a granny or something, or even like a sympathy card. I don't really do much flowers. I'm more about the cutesies and the critters. So I've had to come up with like different designs tonight and think a bit differently, which is nice. Circular, gentle motions at first, says Emer. Yeah, I don't do the gentle. Okay, let's give. Nice and gentle. I'm glad I got these Swiffers when I was in America. Lesley, do you prefer gilding flakes or the hot foil like the Go Press? Ooh, oh, they're different. That's the thing. So with the Go Press, oh, look at that. Guys, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, my boy. Good on this bad boy. Now a good firm rub of the tissue and it should stop shredding or shedding even. Crumbs. Let me get a proper. Flat kitchen roll, that I should do. Oh no, I just crumpled it. With the Go Press and foil, well, you get different results. So I mostly would use my Go Press and foil with dies. So for example, when you use it with a scallop circle die, then where the blade presses in, that's where you're going to see the foil. Whereas I don't think you could easily do that, like get that result with the flakes. I think with the Go Press and foil, it takes a while to kind of get your groove. And even now, if I'm used to using a particular cardstock and then I use it with a different type of cardstock and it's a slightly different thickness, then it turns out like I need a different shim. So in that way, I think the Gilding Flakes are a more foolproof, maybe is the right word. Do you reckon? Foolproof? Yeah. So right now, I would say the flakes. And the fact that the flakes was like £5 and the Go Press and foil is like £100, but it's for a completely different purpose, right? So it's a bit like comparing apples and oranges, if you know what I mean. enjoying the oh, I've totally cut that the wrong way. Well, yeah, I'm really enjoying the way that it works so far. So good. Even despite the fact that I feel like there's flakes everywhere. Eden says, I adore my Go Press and Foil. Yay! Sometimes I use something on and I'm like, oh, this is so amazing! I guess with the Go Press and Foil as well, and me, it's like I don't have it set up, so there's that sort of element of I need to go and set it up. I need to be a little bit preemptive, which is fine if I'm making a project for like an edited video, but recently most of my crafting is during my Friday night streams with you guys, and as you've probably figured out, a lot of it is on the fly. It's not really pre-planned, although I was excited about the fact that I'm going to do it this way. There was some sort of a plan tonight because I knew that I wanted to use the flakes. I'm going to use my Misty to help me line this up. Oh, I did not get all the way in and my nail is stuck now. Try again. Oh my gosh, that was diggy. All right. So there's a bit more of a shadow. Press the button. Okay, thank you. Pressed it. More a shadow on those hearts, which means that they're a bit darker. It is a slightly different gold anyway. It's a more of a it's a slightly duller gold, I think, or more yellowy gold or something. This is more of a whitey gold, but I'm really enjoying it. I think it's pretty. So I don't know whether I need to add much more than this. I might add a happy birthday, or I could add 40 because she's the big 40. Let me see if I've got any stickers. Stickers. Which would be fun to add to this. It's not quite the right color, maybe. Yeah. They're pretty, but I think it's a bit like too much. A bit OTT for that one. I think every part of my body is like, put a critter on it. Put a critter on it. Izzy won't mind. Put a critter on it. Where did that cute little bear go? There he is. Think I should put a bear on? Or do you think it's going to ruin it? Lesley, what brand is your roll of foam tape? And the gold card, is it Hunky Dory Mirrory? Let me check. My roll tape is an industrial one, and that's one of the things that we're hoping to get into the store. And my mirror card is actually just from I think it's from the range or from Hobbycraft, which is just like a cheap mirror card that you get from a craft store. It's like kids craft foam or mirror one. Sometimes you get one which is dull, and then sometimes you get one which are shinier. I don't know. I'm not sold on this, and I don't know why. It's pretty, but maybe it's just because it's not really my style. We've not done too bad, have we? Let me turn up the brightness on my doodah. What do you think? Him? Not him? I'm thinking if I did him, then I could do like a happy birthday. Maybe use the What You Saying stamps from Heffy Doodle. Happy birthday to you. Yes, give it a go. So in the What You Saying stamp set, there's two, die set, there's two dies. There's one with a stitched edge, and then there's one that you have to line up with the actual stamp. So what I like to do with the stitched one is die cut it first and then stamp it. I think it's easier that way. Okay. Yeah, I think that puts a Lesley spin on it. Maybe if you were making it, you'd leave it off. It's more elegant. But I like a little cutesy pootsy. My sister would probably appreciate the elegant one. But she doesn't get a say in this. Does she? Add a little sticky dot. Oh no, that did make short work of my scissors. There we go. There we go. Phew. Oh, sorry, I just tapped the mic as I put my hand to my chest in relief, because now it feels a bit more wizardry. I think my scissors are going to need to clean after cutting that glue dot. But what I do is I go to the like high street pharmacy, and I get for £1 I get a pack of 10 antiseptic wipes, individually wrapped like this, and then I wipe down all my scissors and my acrylic blocks and things. Get rid of all the gunky gunks. I'm going to add some white Nuvo to this because I can. And then we're going to wrap this party up. If your sister doesn't like it, tell her to bugger off. Yep. Exactly. Okay, so some of these get a point on them. Can you see the point? Nope, because they're not focused. You see the point on them? So what I do is a super technical way is I lick my finger. Oops, that did not work. Lick the other one. And then tap it down. Ah, it's not working. I need to use my right hand. Left hand is my nemesis. If you tap the back of the card, it will also normally 9 times out of 10 smooth out as well. This one looks a little bit deformed now. That's all right. Right, guys, we managed to make 4 cards. 4 cards with the Nuvo Gilding Flakes, and a lot of different ways of using it. So first of all, we used some double-sided sticky tape, which we repeated on this card and rubbed it on. And then with this one, we used a stamp and bond, a bit like an embossing powder kind of thing. This one we used stick it adhesive on some craft foam. And then this one we used a 2-way glue pen to write the word sister. And I think they all turned out pretty awesome. There is quite a bit of carnage on my craft desk. Gold dust, I think, is probably the most accurate term for this. Guys, I am going to say cheerio and thank you so much for joining me. Just a little recap, we've got sneak peeks on Heffy Doodle on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the full reveal on Thursday. I really hope you'll come and check it out. Pre-order start on Thursday as well, on the lead up to the big release day, which is on the 1st. We've been working really hard to get our products to our retail partners by the 1st as well, so that our retail partners can have the opportunity to start selling the products from the first day of release. So that's that. Right, I'm off to my bed because I've got swimming to go to in the morning and then The Greatest Showman. Whoop, whoop. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for sharing your tips, especially with the Nuvo, which I hadn't experienced before. And maybe it will inspire you to give it a go yourself. I will see you next week, if you want, that is, to see the first look at Heffy Doodle live in action. Take care, everyone. Love you all. Have a great weekend. Bye.